Okay, that's the perfect time to start then.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Forgive me, but I forgot. What was it that we were going to discuss?
You're joking, right?
No, are you?
It's no, no. Wait a minute. It's about remembering.
Hmm?
So
No,
we
it
don't
was
even need to
okay. It was something about.
forgive.
Okay, yeah.
It's kind of a it's sort of a meditation on time, and we're thinking about how the childhood lives on even into the present, and how we remember being happy as children, and how nostalgia plays in our life, that we remember not only the past, we never remember exactly as it was. We remember selectively, right?
Yeah, I'm watching it, the wristwatch right in front of me, and it was given by my grandfather once when I was 6 years old, I guess, and I will never forget it. There's nothing to forgive about this, but somehow it brings me back in time.
Good. Okay, well, let's go ahead and are, should we start recording? I need more water. So when you go back in time, you remember the little boy that you were.
I do, or I still am, um, but forgiveness doesn't mean that whatever happened is okay. Um,
Correct.
Instead, like
Yeah, and
I accept that what happened had happened, and there's nothing I can do about it anymore because the past has passed. It's a very
but the past.
interesting subject.
Yeah, but the past also continues to live. It's never really gone. The past is, I think the past lives on. It has like a life of its own. Ice cubes. Ice cubes. Cheers. I'm drinking water. Okay.
I'm trying to understand if I'm mistaken forgiveness with reconciliation or acceptance. Well, there are some kind of similar concepts, but um,
Well, I think that um, making peace with your past, making peace with your shadow, is kind of a Patroma therapy theme. Making peace with things. Yeah, I like that idea. Making peace, like trying to let the past be, and to forgive yourself, to forgive others. You know, they,
forgive yourself. Well, that's interesting because I thought forgiveness is about the third person. But what if you need to forgive yourself?
yes. So are we recording? This is like good shit.
We we're recording, yeah.
Okay, we are. I didn't tell me we were recording. I was getting my water.
That's okay.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. You're supposed to start the episode with today we're going to discuss.
Uh,
Just do it right now.
okay. Like what? Like I told you already. I thought that forgive me, but I forgot what we were going to discuss. Was quite nice.
Okay.
That's when I started recording. I just accidentally pushed the start button. So, uh,
Okay.
but let
Okay,
me.
so
Okay.
no, that's fine. Let's just keep going. Okay, so you're saying that you have traditionally thought that forgiving is forgiving another person who has somehow harmed or wronged
Exactly.
or done something. It's about forgiving another person. But
Hmm.
I have come to understand that the most difficult forgiveness of all is forgiving yourself.
Well, that's deep.
That is that is it is so hard. So, I have looked at different spiritual traditions like Buddhism and Zen and Catholicism and Sufi mysticism, and quite often in the different traditions people will go on a pilgrimage to unburden their heart or to ask for something. So sometimes, like in Mexico City, a person would get on their knees and crawl up the steps of a cathedral in Mexico City where Virgin of Guadalupe tilma is, the cloth that the Virgin Mary appeared on and gave roses to Juan Diego. Like, women will crawl on their knees. Their knees are bleeding, asking for something, asking for getting their son out of prison or asking for a baby, or like they do a pilgrimage. They do some sort of ritual. Like, some people will go away on a retreat. They'll go away for like 3 days, or they'll go away for 10 days, and they'll separate themselves from their regular life and try to come to terms with something in their life. Maybe they're trying to decide on a career or a marriage or divorce or moving or like some major life event. So the idea of going away to figure something out is a kind of journey. And I have found that some things that are very disturbing from my past, forgiving my father or forgiving my mother, or forgiving people, you don't just do it once. You have to do it again and again,
Yeah,
again and again.
you said that it's all about yourself, and uh, all my ideas just turned upside down because I thought it's all about the third person. And then you mentioned the Buddhism and Sufi mysticism, but I remember that Buddha quote. He said something like, holding on to anger is like grasping a hot coal with the intent of throwing it at someone else. So basically that means that if you are holding on to resentment, it's like drinking poison, right? And hoping the other person dies because you are
Yes.
drinking poison. That's what he
Yes.
basically meant, which is very deep.
Well, it's so interesting because I have two daughters, and one has embraced more kind of a meditative Zen kind of way of doing things, and the other one is a little more traditional, but she has her way of doing things too. And the one that's kind of into this, sort of Zen meditation stuff, uh, she actually told me that exact same thing a couple years ago, that anger is like a hot stone that you hold on to. A grudge is like a hot stone you hold on to. The only person that's burning or hurting is you. The other person isn't even around. They're like completely out of your sphere of consciousness. So you need to let those hot stones go. Drop those hot stones. Like, it's so coincidental, synchronistic that you would mention that. Yeah, that's not easy to do.
No, it's not. It's not easy because also if you choose to forgive, right, then you are able to forget. It's somehow just not and or just it's sort of a two, and
So
it basically remove them whoever wronged you or misjudged you from your life completely. But you cannot do that unless you forgive first.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard. It's hard. Like I was.
It's hard, but forgiveness is an attribute of the strong.
Yeah.
Who said
I
that?
don't know. I mean, I think you did.
No.
No,
Mahatma
no, no, no.
Gandhi, because I like that Indian guy. I told you a few times that I'm totally into Alan Watts philosophy. Alan Watts was a Catholic priest, but then he sort of converted, not converted, but he was trying to bring the Eastern philosophy into Western life. And his lectures are full of Buddhism and
Yeah.
Mahatma Gandhi's things. And
Yeah.
Mahatma Gandhi
Yeah.
said that forgiveness is an attribute of the strong, because the weak can never forgive. And you said that it is hard to do. That's why I brought it up.
Well, the thing about the thing about well, I always look at things from my point of view because I'm me. So, like, we have our ego, we have our self, we have our, like, I mean, I look at things from my point of view. You look at things from your point of view. It's very difficult to get a third point of view, a more objective point of view. For example, as I was growing up, my mother did the best she could. Her idea of what it was to be a woman was to have pretty hair and pretty clothes and pretty nail polish and to find a very nice husband who can provide you with a beautiful house, maybe a ranch and horses, and to have an elegant, refined life. That is what it is to be a woman. And then she had me, and I wasn't interested in any of that. I loved reading and I loved traveling, and I didn't want to have nail polish, and I loved writing. And so I always felt very judgmental about her, that like, she liked football games, and I just thought that was like such a ridiculous waste of time. I was very judgmental about her. But if I had listened to my mother, she thought that a woman should go to college to find a suitable husband. So when I came back from Germany to Texas, if I had listened to my mother's advice, I'd be sitting on a big ranch in Texas right now, looking out over a field of bluebonnets, married to like some fat cat with a with a horse ranch.
It's interesting you said that your point of view like different from my point of view, which is exactly which it is. Because it's just became, when you said that, it became a matter of different definitions, right? Because your forgiveness and mine, or mine forgiveness, mean entirely different things. And it all comes down to opinions, right? Because everything is
Well,
relative.
yeah, I mean, yes, because I am only now, after my mother's dead, am starting to understand that she had some wisdom and she had her point of view, and that I was very quick to brush her aside because I found myself to be like an intellectual and I'd read so much. And really, the books can only help you so much. You do need to listen to the wisdom of other people who care about you. But I was always forging my own way, and I have dragged my sins along that way. And I have, yeah, I mean, back to the time of forgive and forget, I have. Why should I forgive her for being her? Like, she was a mom. She did the best she could.
Yeah.
She dragged kids all over the world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard, as you said before. Also, you just mentioned the books, which is also very interesting. I've read some books, some self-help books, I must admit, on forgiveness. And it was an excellent look into the what and the why. But when it comes to how, I'm always at lost. And do you have any books around you, like right now? What kind of books are they? And can you have a look around? Just tell me what's near you.
Okay, what is near me?
Just the closest
Okay,
books to you.
yeah, I'm looking at the books that are exactly near me. I have a short novel by Tolstoy, Haji Murat. I also have
Let me
a
stop you right
book.
here. Let me stop you right here and say that let's discuss Haji Murat in our next episode.
Oh, okay, that sounds fine.
Thanks for sharing.
Okay, bye.
Bye.